有请华为运营商。
Please welcome Mr. Ran Ding, President of Huawei CNBG. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Green Development Solution launch, part of the Win-Win Huawei Innovation Week event. My topic today is Green ICT for New Value. Let's start by looking at how human civilization developed, from the prehistoric knot tying to the paper and bamboo slips in the agricultural age, to the internet in industrial age. Every major progress of human civilization is accompanied by a leap in the energy efficiency of carrying information. By energy efficiency, we are referring to the information capacity carried per energy unit. Future digital technologies such as 5G, F5G, and AI are driving industry sectors to break through limitations of the physical world and accelerate the advent of the digital age. Human civilization is once again at a critical juncture to take energy efficiency to the next level to sustain the continuous growth of information capacity. It seems that we have never been in such a pressing situation. On the one hand, industry digitalization will increase the traffic demand significantly, which naturally leads to fast-growing total energy consumption. On the other hand, the world is facing the huge challenge of climate change that requires the ICT sector to work towards the goal of carbon neutrality. Please allow me to share a few data points. According to a third-party forecast, the traffic generated by digital services will reach 612 zettabyte by 2030, which is 13 times that of 2020. Energy consumption and the corresponding carbon emissions would increase by 2.3 times if we maintain the current energy efficiency levels. According to the ITU, the ICT industry needs to reduce carbon emissions by at least 45% by 2030 to achieve the milestone target. In the next 5 to 10 years, as traffic continues to grow, the tension between growing energy consumption and carbon reduction goal will be a world-class conundrum. The key to solving the problem is to go back to energy efficiency. In light of the current energy consumption structure and the speed of the alternative energy revolution in the next 10 years, while we're looking for renewable energy to replace fossil fuel, we should also seek energy efficiency improvement for existing infrastructure. The UN Energy Agency has a view that EE is the first fuel. Energy efficiency improvement can ease the tension between energy consumption growth and green development. At the same time, its contribution to carbon reduction will account for more than 40% of the total carbon reduction of human society in the next 10 years. This approach is also applicable. ICT infrastructure must prioritize energy efficiency. First, we need to look for ways to make our sites, networks, and operations more energy efficient in carrying the traffic. Second, we should aim to reduce the total carbon emissions, continuously reduce absolute power consumption, and increase the share of renewable energy. Finally, a set of indicators should be defined to establish energy efficiency baselines and measure energy efficiency levels. Energy efficiency improvement brings 3 benefits to telecom operators. First, user migration, site modernization, and consumption reduction brings down OPEX. This is the cost benefit. Second, the migration of 2G and 3G subscribers to 4G and 5G services will boost business performance. This is the growth benefit. Third, by reducing carbon emissions, operators deliver environmental benefits and fulfill their social responsibility. Focusing on the energy efficiency of ICT infrastructure, Huawei proposes the first is systematic green development solution, targeting green sites, green networks, and green operations to support operators to improve network energy efficiency. First, at the site level, we continuously optimize energy efficiency of the main equipment and the power supply system by going full outdoor and with high integration and new materials. At the network level, we simplify network architecture, improve forwarding efficiency, and move towards full optical, simplified, and intelligent networks. At the operations level, we are able to visualize and manage energy efficiency and generate and deliver optimization policies. Huawei has helped operators deploy green solutions in more than 100 countries and regions. In Germany, the Power Star solution achieved minute-level energy efficiency self-optimization, improving energy efficiency by 7%. In Spain, our OXC product was deployed on the backbone network, improving energy efficiency by 81% and reducing costs by 29%. In Turkey, we deployed the one site, one cabinet solution to replace the original equipment room, saving equipment room space and AC expense. A single site can create electricity saving of 19,000 kilowatt-hour per year. The cases in China will be presented by our Chinese customers later to share their innovative and latest practices. What is more encouraging is that while operators are seeing benefits from energy efficiency improvement of their infrastructure, they can enable industry sectors to reduce 10 times more carbon emissions than their own. Such carbon fingerprint effect will bring more opportunities to the industry. Together with operators, Huawei has leveraged our industry solution capabilities to enable energy conservation in industries such as mining, transportation, and iron and steel making. We have many successful cases, and these engagements also show that operators can continuously obtain value from industry digitalization. In Tianjin Port, based on China Mobile's 5G connectivity and autonomous driving technology, an automatic terminal was established. 76 unmanned container trucks were organized and operated in a limited area smoothly. Such automation has lowered the energy consumption of handling container by 20%. The general operations cost was reduced by 10%, and the overall operation efficiency is improved by 15%. For Qinghai Steel, the transfer of molten iron were highly manual, and the transfer was slow. The molten iron cools down in the process, which is not good for energy saving. The intelligent dispatching system based on China Unicom's 5G network allows the staff to remotely control and monitor the tanker, and the transportation time is shortened from half an hour to 7 minutes. In Zheneng Mine, unmanned coal trucks were deployed and remotely controlled based on China Telecom's 5G network. This reduced fuel consumption by at least 10%, and the cost benefit would total 900 million Chinese yuan in 5 years. In addition to helping operators and the society improve energy efficiency, Huawei also embraces the green development philosophy and continuously improves energy efficiency in our own production and operation activities. At our manufacturing facilities in China, we use renewable energy. At our southern factory in Dongguan, almost all the roofs are covered with distributed PV panels. They can reduce carbon dioxide emissions by more than 30,000 tons a year. On the operation side, Huawei puts the R&D labs together with new energy-saving technologies. The PUE of the labs were reduced from 2 to 1.24, saving more than 290 million kilowatt-hour per year. Huawei Chengdu Research Center is 100% renewable energy powered and can generate more than 200 million kilowatt-hour of hydropower annually, which is equivalent to a reduction of 177,000 tons of carbon dioxide. Today, we are presenting the solutions for improving energy efficiency for ICT infrastructure and the energy efficiency enabling effect of industry digitalization. On behalf of Huawei, I would like to call on the entire industry to work on energy efficiency Through a common indicator system, we will establish energy efficiency baselines and measure energy efficiency levels and ultimately guide the green development of the ICT industry. Of course, these objectives require industry organizations, standards organizations, operators, and industry partners to form consensus, unify languages, and take actions. We are also pleased to see that the NCIE energy efficiency standards has been approved by ITUT SG5, and it is expected to be officially released later this year. Later on, my colleagues will unveil the latest green development solutions and features. We look forward to working with operators to create new value with green ICT. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ryan Ding.
We look forward that green ICT technologies will create new value for the entire society. Next, let's welcome Mr. Wen Ku, Chairman of Board of China Communication Standards Association. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my great pleasure to meet you in the Win-Win Huawei Innovation Week event and join the Green Development Solution launch. Today we'll discuss how to implement China's carbon peak and carbon neutrality initiatives and explore green development of the ICT industry. We will share best practices, present development progress, and propose a system of ICT energy efficiency indicators. This event is of great significance and far-reaching influence. It will encourage the development of the information and communications technology industry. President Xi attaches great importance to the carbon peak and carbon neutrality, emphasizing China firmly practices multilateralism and strives to build a fair, reasonable, cooperative global ecosystem governance system that encourages shared success. Implementing carbon peak and carbon neutrality shows our commitment to the international community. It is also critical to the quality economic development in the new era. China has made a progress in economic development and ecological improvement. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, China's economy exceeded the threshold of 110 trillion yuan in 2021, reaching 114.4 trillion yuan. This makes China the second largest economy in the world. During the period of 13th Five-Year Plan, the environment of China has improved significantly. Great ecological environment has become more accessible and people can perceive it. However, China still has a long way to go when it comes to environmental protection. The ICT industry is reducing its energy consumption and also enabling other industries to facilitate the reduction of emission and power consumption and fuel green transformation. According to the MIIT, during the 13th Five-Year Plan, the amount of telecom services and traffic increased explosively, with an average annual increase of over 50%, but the energy consumption of telecom service and traffic per unit decreased continuously of over 20% annually. 5G and data center and other ICT technologies are driving digital transformation. They are driving the energy conservation and emission reduction of other industries. The World Economic Forum predicts that by 2030, ICT technologies will enable other industries to reduce 12.1 billion tons carbon emissions, which is 10 times as the ICT sector's own emissions. Quality economic development and energy consumption reduction are underpinned by standards. As a standardization organization, China Communications and Standardization Association (CCSA) has been implementing the carbon neutrality and carbon peak strategy, researching energy-saving technology for ICT networks, and developing green standards. We have formulated and implemented 43 carbon peak and carbon neutrality standards. The increasingly comprehensive standards provide technical support for the green, low-carbon, quality development of industries. CCSA also actively participates in international exchange and cooperation on standardization. We have contributed technologies regarding 240-watt, 336-volt direct current power supply, data center energy conservation design, 5G network energy saving, and best practices of ICT enabling carbon neutrality to international standards. CCSA is contributing China's solution to the world. We must seize the opportunities of global digital transformation, explore and adopt new technologies strengthen standardizations on low-carbon green development, deepen international cooperation, and promote the green transformation of the economic and society. I would like to propose 4 suggestions on how ICT can help to achieve the carbon neutrality and carbon peak. First, we need to plan comprehensively and to standardize the carbon peak and carbon neutrality work. We need to aim at today as well as the future. And that's how we can make a systematic plan. And at the same time, we need to make sure the work system of the carbon peak and carbon neutrality is comprehensive. That means we need to specify the key tasks, timeline, roadmap, etc. And at the same time, we should standardize the equipment, system, and networks to promote green development. What's more, the standardization pace and promotion plan should be managed properly. And that's how we can encourage the green transformation of the ICT industry. Secondly, we need to focus on the key topics. That is to standardize the key technologies of energy conservation, carbon emission reduction, and green transformation. We should focus on the key topics, the key domains in the industry. For example, data center, equipment, building, and telecom auxiliary equipment. In these domains, the key technology should be further researched, and we should also encourage the adoption of liquid cooling, digital twin, among other technologies, so that we can phase out the low energy efficiency equipment and improve energy consumption. At the same time, we'd like to standardize the energy consumption energy conservation technology, carbon emission evaluation, and carbon footprint tracking. That's how we can improve the use of energy. Third, we want to improve the quality and accelerate the enablement for verticals to reduce their carbon emission. For example, we can provide intelligent solutions and accelerate the adoption of 5G, big data, AI, industrial IoT. We need to encourage these technologies powering the traditional industries such as cement, concrete manufacturing, and steel manufacturing, etc. Then, what's more, we should make sure that the production method we use is green and reduce the consumption of energy and resources. In addition, we need to optimize the energy use, the cost, and predict the risks and make better decisions. That's how we can make sure that the energy is saved, cost is reduced, quality is improved. Next, we need to also work with international partners to be part of the international standardization process. Carbon neutrality and carbon peak are key factors for global sustainable development, and they are impacting the humankind. CCSA is an important liaison conduit for standardization in the ICT domain. So we'd like to keep working with the international community to develop the standards for the international energy efficiency and carbon emission. And that's how we can contribute to the green transformation and the development of the humanity around the world. And that's how we can show the commitments of China. Resources are limited, so we need to be careful about the energy consumption. And that's something we should always remember. We hope that the industry can enhance our communications and encourage consensus so that we can develop the right mechanism and facilitate the adoption of innovation so that we can make sure standards and industries are all embracing innovations together. And that's how we are able to develop the really powerful ICT technology to support the strategy of the digital China manufacturing power, network power, and I wish this summit a complete success. Thank you, Mr. Wenku. Next, welcome Mr. Ao Li.
大家好，我是
Hello, everyone. I'm Ao Li from CAICT. I'm very pleased to participate in an ICT Green Development Solution launch. My topic today is our thoughts on the green and low carbon development of ICT industry. I'm going to report on 3 items. The first is the general trend of green development. The second is the green development path for the ICT industry. And the third is the outlook for the future. From a global perspective, we're seeing that developed countries in the West are pushing forward with the green development of ICT. For Europe, United States, or Japan, we can see that they are all promoting the green ICT. Meanwhile, in many domains, for example, Europe, they have launched the electronics recycling initiative to ensure the material recycling. And also, Japan has proposed a relative development strategy for the semiconductor industry. In the United States, there are federal-level energy management initiatives covering the data centers and energy-saving technologies. For China, the state government has attached great importance to the green development of the economy, and at the UN General Assembly, our leader made the commitment to achieve carbon peaking by 2030 and carbon neutrality by 2060. And this shows our commitment to building a community of a shared future for mankind, and this is our responsibility. We need to get rid of energy reliance on the international import, and we need to promote restructuring of global industries, promote asset reallocation, and promote the technological upgrade of our entire industry. And we have this 1+N system to support the carbon goals. And the one is the new development philosophy, and the 10 aspects include the solidifying of the carbon sinks and breakthroughs in the technological challenge, and the international cooperation in green and low carbon, and also developing sound laws and regulation. And for improving energy efficiency, the task has also been set, including optimizing the ICT infrastructure presence, leveraging technological advancement to improve the entire industries. And also, there has been the initiative to develop energy efficiency standards to promote the green upgrades of the industry. The second part is the path of green development, and here we are looking at the energy consumption and carbon emission of the global ICT industry. According to some consultancy firms, the total energy consumption of our industry is about 4% globally. Carbon emission is about 1.4%. This may look like a small number, but by 2030, ICT industry is expected to contribute to 61% of all the emissions. And the industry's share of global carbon emissions show us that the sources are mainly from equipment manufacturing, equipment usage, data center, and mobile network. These are the main carbon emission sources. In terms of the future development trend, you can take a look at the diagram in the lower right. The energy consumption of our data center and information center networks will increase rapidly by 2030. So we must step up to the challenge and develop our green development plan. And this image sums up the current situation of network and data center deployment in China. 4G and 5G base stations in China is being deployed rapidly, and the annual growth rate is at about 16% for 4G base station deployment, and our 5G base station is now more than 1.4 million, account for more than 60% of total number of 5G base stations around the world. And the data center racks have reached 5.2 million, accounting for 30% growth every year. From this perspective, our infrastructure is growing rapidly, so green and carbon transformation is urgent. And from a global perspective, many of the leading enterprises in the world, including telecom operators, internet companies, and equipment vendors, are trying to meet such carbon reduction requirements. Vodafone is a major operator, and it is formulating green emission reduction strategy and having green energy procurement initiative and the plan of creating green island and so on. Facebook is trying to achieve net zero emission for all its divisions around the world, hoping to achieve net zero emission of the entire value chain by 2030. And then also for renewable energy, sustainable data center, recycling of hardware. These are all part of their plan. Apple have started to launch their carbon reduction initiatives covering the workplace, the data centers, and their retail stores. And they also covered the material recycling, and they have very comprehensive carbon reduction measures. What about China? In terms of the internet industry, the leading companies are making commitment to achieve carbon neutrality by 2030. Tencent has also approached the carbon goals from two ways, including data centers and office building carbon emission reduction. Baidu also announced their carbon reduction plan by 2030. So we also see their green partnership program, and Alibaba also have their green computer initiative and made contribution to the industry. And the three operators in China are also contributing to the 30-60 target. For example, China Mobile will be covering multiple aspects to achieve the carbon reduction goals and phase out the inefficient technologies, making use of green energy, including solar energy and wind energy. China Unicom has launched the 3+5+1+1 action plan, which covers the carbon data management, carbon footprint management, and energy exchange management, covering base station, data center, equipment room, and network optimization and smart management. China Telecom also launched similar green practices. Next, I'm going to show you a lot of technology optimization. So first is on the base station side, we are increasing the proportion of green energy, especially in the regions where the electricity price is high and that there is abundant sunlight resource. PV energy is a preferred choice. And then for the mobile base stations, for the main equipment, we can modernize the technology, and we can use voltage boosting and direct current supply. And also for cooling, we can use natural cooling. And we can also work to improve or increase the working temperature of the equipment room and optimize the air flow, and also deploy redundant power supply modules. We can also use this integrated cabinet distributed power supply technology and better energy consumption management to achieve a greener network. And also we need to make use of second life battery to realize the reuse of resources. And in data centers and equipment rooms, we need to cover these three aspects. For example, in our data centers, we need to use renewable and clean energies, and we need to use energy saving and emission reduction technologies. And we need to have efficient main equipment and power supply systems, and also DC and AC power saving technologies. And we also need to have the AI-enabled energy saving features, isolating the heat channels and use the heat pipe enabled backplane. And we also need to recycle resources. The redundant heat and cold air need to be reused. To sum up, I've talked about the green initiatives in our industry. The first is the transformation of energy mix, and we need to step up the green and clean energy proportion, and we also can use the green electricity certificate to promote the green transformation of ICT industry. And the third is recycling of materials, including recycling of batteries. Another aspect is the energy efficiency management. In terms of the new technologies, we are also working on that front to further improve the energy efficiency. We also need to promote the infrastructure sharing to lower the energy consumption. We also need to have a green operations and the integration between cloud and network, between cloud and the edge, to have a greener architecture of the network. The third part is about the outlook. The network can be divided into three layers. The middle is the network layer, the bottom is infrastructure layer, and the top is a service layer. From the network layer perspective, by using the green energy, we can achieve the a better energy efficiency for the entire system. And our cloud network, 4G and 5G, and Eastern data and West compute infrastructure need to take this into consideration. And also, we need to have a green network, of course. And then for the infrastructure, we need to make sure that there is the optimal resource allocation so that we can achieve green energy utilization across the layers. And digitalization and green should find synergy between each other, and digitalization can empower green development, and green also can contribute to digitalization. And I've talked about the 6 parts to carbon reduction, and digitalization can help us to overcome the challenges in green development. And we can make use of big data, AI, blockchain, IoT for sensing, monitoring, optimization in industrial space, energy and transportation industries to upgrade the energy structure and better manage carbon emission. So digitalization and green should work together. That is my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Li. Next, let's welcome Mr. Guan Zhou, Head of Public Policy with GSMA Greater China. Good afternoon. I am Guan Zhou with GSMA. Thank you for having us in your Green Development Solution launch. It's my great pleasure to meet you virtually. As a global mobile industry association, GSMA provides a platform for operators and equipment vendors to communicate with each other. GSMA strives for a better policy environment for the industry, promote the interoperability of products and solutions, and advocates for the collective interest of the industry. We also cooperate with members to address the important issues in the social and economic development. Today, I would like to share the green transformation of the mobile industry. In 2016, GSMA collaborated with global operators to support all 17 Sustainable Development Goals, including climate action. In 2019, GSMA, together with leading operators worldwide, set a new goal for the industry to move toward zero carbon. To achieve this goal, GSMA also set up a climate action task force in 2019. In the past 3 years, it has brought together 55 operators from all regions around the world. In addition, we support cooperations between operators and organizations such as CDP and TCFD to better promote climate-related disclosure. In 2021, 60 operators, including China Mobile, China Telecom, and China Unicom, completed the CDP disclosure of the year, representing 66% of the global mobile connections and 82% of the industry revenue. Compared with the previous year, the details and quality of disclosure were significantly improved. However, we still have a lot to do because there is still 34% of mobile connections that are yet to be disclosed, especially in Asia and Africa. Then, after years of efforts, how is the carbon emissions of the mobile industry today? GSMA has released a report on the 2021's industry climate actions. The report compares the carbon footprint generated by a mobile connection in 1 year with different economic and life activities. We can see intuitively from this illustration, assume we have steak once a week for a year. The carbon emissions generated by this activity are equivalent to the emissions from 26 mobile connections. From that, we can see that mobile technology is low carbon and energy efficient. This demonstrates the progress made by the mobile industry in pursuing low carbon and high energy efficiency. We compare the growth in data traffic, the power consumed by networks, and the carbon emissions in 2021 and 2020. We see that mobile data traffic grew 31% in 2021, but power consumption increased by only 5%. Carbon emissions increased by just 2%, almost the same level as that in 2020. This shows even mobile network upgrade will lead to traffic growth, but it does not generate more emissions. In terms of global carbon emissions, the mobile industry generates only 1% of the total emissions. The progress cannot be achieved without the evolution to 5G, especially in 2021. And it cannot be achieved without the efforts made by operators to adopt more renewable energy. Starting from last year, we began to cooperate with many multinational operators to analyze energy efficiency indicators in their networks and the readings of these indicators. These research analyzes the actual operation data of the networks to quantitatively analyze their energy use, energy efficiency, and other indicators. We also compare their performance with other same type of organizations. Operators participated last year include BT, Deutsche Telekom, and Vodafone, in total 7 multinationals. This year, projects ongoing. Hutchinson and Chenghua Telecom from Greater China are now part of it. Through this quantitative analysis and comparison, we found that most of the energy is consumed by RAN, which also proves that operators are still investing heavily in providing wider and deeper coverage to enable more people to access the internet to enjoy the dividends of mobile connections. But at the same time, mobile operators and manufacturers are introducing energy-saving and environmental-friendly technologies, especially in China, where many good attempts have yielded good results. During MWC 22 in Barcelona, the GSMA Global's Best Mobile Innovation for Climate Action Award was presented to the Green 5G project of China Mobile and Huawei. In terms of improving network energy efficiency, the mobile industry has adopted innovative solutions for base stations, RAN, and overall network planning and optimization. In addition to improving technology to reduce energy losses during the network operation, there are also solutions to improve overall network efficiency. On base stations, we now use more green lithium batteries. They are smaller, lighter, and has a longer lifespan of 5 to 10 years. In addition, we adopt diesel, solar, wind, electricity, the hybrid energy solution to optimize the use of energy of base stations. Purchasing energy at less busy hours and signing long-term power purchase agreement can also help operators to manage energy use and emission. On RAN, the 5G NR standard allows more components to shut down or enter a dormant state when the base station is idle and requires fewer signal transmissions. In addition, AI-driven network planning and optimization can improve energy efficiency and more accurately save energy based on traffic and the real-time conditions. In addition to constantly finding new models and innovative solutions for energy conservation and emission reduction, the mobile industry also realized that the green transformation is not just about climate action, nor is it a single fight for the industry. Instead, industry needs to encourage a consensus on sustainable development approaches. Investors in the industry are paying more attention to the ESG performance of a company and see this performance a key factor to consider when making investment decisions. Therefore, ESG-related information disclosure and corporate strategy has become more critical. However, we also can see that there are a wide variety of ESG frameworks in the market, but none of them is designed specifically for the mobile industry. Therefore, in 2021, GSMA established an ESG working group. The team works with research and industry partners and operators to draft an ESG framework for the mobile industry. The framework was released in June this year and now is collecting feedbacks from the wider ecosystem. The inquiry will end in September. After that, based on the feedbacks, we will update the ESG framework. GSMA's ESG framework has 4 categories: environment, digital inclusion, digital integrity, and supply chain. The categories and the KPIs under them, such as emissions, energy, network coverage, and data protection, are defined to make sure they are meaningful, can support decision-making, can be compared, and are practical and can represent the mobile industry. I'd like to emphasize that these 10 KPIs will not replace the common ESG metrics, but are designed to be more adaptive to the mobile industry, so ecosystem and investors can better understand the efforts made by the industry on ESG. In this way, they are able to better cooperate with the mobile industry and to promote the development of the ESG. The next step, we hope that this more targeted ESG framework can help enterprises in the industry to develop their ESG strategies, more efficiently communicate the efforts made, and better measure and disclose the ESG development. Regarding the Scope 3 emissions, GSMA is also actively drafting industry guideline, which is scheduled to be released in Q3 this year. We are also working with industry partners such as Huawei to study the best practices for better energy and emission reduction during network upgrade to balance the development and green efforts. We will also explore how to achieve energy savings and emission reduction targets. These results will be released at the end of this year. That's all from me. Thank you very much.
感谢观众。
Thank you, Mr. Guanzhou, for your speech. The next speaker will be Mr. Sun Weidong, President of the China Mobile Group Design Institute. Distinguished guests, leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone. I'm very pleased to join the Win-Win Huawei Innovation Week for the Green Development Solution launch and share with you the thoughts and practices of China Mobile's low-carbon green development. In China, carbon peaking, carbon neutrality have been incorporated into our effort in the ecological civilization construction. And the regulators and authorities in China have clarified the path and goal for carbon peaking and carbon neutrality. China Mobile has upgraded its Green Action Plan to the C-Square 3 Energy Carbon Neutrality Action Plan, and we have this 3+6 strategy. 3 means energy conservation, integrating into the national energy transformation effort, realizing energy, clean energy, promoting application of information technology, and 6 greens, including green network, green energy usage, green supply chain, green workplace, green enablement, and green culture. At the end of the 14th five-year plan, China Mobile's total energy consumption and carbon emission will be 20% lower compared with that of a 13th five-year period. And we will help the economy and society reduce carbon dioxide emission by more than 1.6 billion tons to better implement the country's carbon strategy, empower industries, and accelerate industry transformation and upgrade. China Mobile is making the effort to build the new service system based on 5G plus computing power network plus smart middle platform that features connection plus computing power plus networking capability, and providing the ubiquitous computing service to accelerate in-depth data application. And this will enable our economy to continue to strengthen. However, with the large-scale deployment of 5G networks, if operators still develop the networks in a traditional way, then the energy consumption of the network will grow dramatically. That's why building a green and low-carbon network for the future is a social responsibility, also something that we are motivated to do due to our own demand. China Mobile Group Design Institute is responsible for network planning, survey, and design optimization of the network. And China Mobile Design Institute have done some thinking and practices related to green and low-carbon development. In terms of our ideas, first we need to establish information energy system that can cover the entire life cycle of energy, including generation, conversion, storage, and usage, so that we can have a better synergy between the bits and the watts and improve energy efficiency and build a low carbon and green ICT network. And we need to establish closed-loop assessment and management system for carbon emission. Network carbon emission is a dynamic process. That's why low-carbon network should be viewed as an ongoing effort. And then we need to build a closed-loop management system to cover the entire life cycle of the network and have an iteratively optimized evaluation system. Meanwhile, our design institute has carried out a number of initiatives to improve energy efficiency in terms of building low-carbon network. We committed to deploy outdoor sites and have the highly integrated energy cabinets. Up to now, more than 20,000 sets of power supply cabinets have been deployed in 31 provinces, saving more than 20 million kilowatt-hour per year, which is a carbon reduction of 20,000 tons. In addition, we have built more than 10,000 simplified base stations in more than 10 provinces, and every site can save 30% of annual electricity consumption, and that leads to the 45% of carbon reduction in the construction process. Also, we're now shifting to integrated cabinets, and this reduces the space by 60%, power consumption by 30% in Jilin, Hunan, Henan, and other provinces. We're using integrated power supply cabinet to build a transmission equipment room. This helps save the site space and also reduce the electricity bill by 10,000 yuan per site. And also we make use of the logical integrated power supply system in the data center. With this installation, time is reduced by 70%, the equipment footprint reduced by 50%, power supply efficiency by 10%. And in terms of low-carbon operations, we're committed to green energy usage, and we use different energy sources, and we use the intelligent PV system, and we are using PV in all scenarios, including poles, sites, equipment room, roofs, and data centers. MIMO power supply is also adopted. In this way, we can maximize the use of clean energy to achieve low carbon or even zero carbon emission. In Zhoushan, Zhejiang, we built the unmanned island base station, and this is supported solely by wind power, so we can reduce carbon emission by 14.5 tons per year. This is the first base station island that we built that can improve the signal coverage from Zhujiajian to Putuo Mountain. In terms of low carbon O&M, we are committed to using intelligent energy efficiency management system, and it provides a visibility, the capability to manage and control the energy efficiency and avoid manual effort. The network traffic and the energy consumption can match with each other. In more than 10 years, we deployed this intelligent energy platform to manage the power consumption of the equipment, and it also supports intelligent dormancy, intelligent temperature control, and intelligent electricity leveling. And we also deployed the integrated cabinet solution in the Everest-based camp. And with this, we reduce the O&M workload by 90%. And we also have deployment in Nansha Island. And this deployment stands the test of high temperature, high humidity, and highly salted fog. And the site maintenance was reduced from once a month to once a year. To celebrate the 100th anniversary of the founding of the CPC, China Mobile Group Design Institute launched the Low Carbon 100 Green Network Action in Beijing, Jiaxing, Zhejiang, and Jinggangshan, Jiangxi, and other places where there are the historical sites for the party's development. We have deployed the green base station solutions. China Mobile has always taken the green and low carbon development as our responsibility. And for the 14th five-year period, China Mobile will continue to carry our research and product development work covering the main equipment and network innovation. And we'll also do research on low PoE technology to apply such technology in the data centers. And we'll also work on energy conservation. And we will tap into the green energy by using the integrated and intelligent power supply system to contribute to the carbon goals of China. In the future, we cover to work on the three fronts. The first is to build an energy-saving ecosystem to continuously improve network energy efficiency. We'll work with vendors and service providers to develop green and low carbon technologies and products. We will promote the construction of low carbon or even zero carbon base stations, improve the energy efficiency of DCs, accelerate the decommissioning of inefficient old network devices, and build a low carbon and intelligent ICT infrastructure. We will also build a clean energy ecosystem, promote green energy application, will strengthen cooperation with a new energy service provider, and will jointly build the infrastructure for building, purchasing, storing, supply, and using energy, accelerate research on new technology and new materials, and replace non-clean energy. And we'll also apply the integrated dynamic intelligent power supply system and further improve the proportion of clean energy. We'll also build an enablement ecosystem to help reduce pollution and carbon emission by using IoT, cloud computing, big data, AI. We'd like to support intelligent decision-making, information sharing, service collaboration in the environmental protection domain. We'll work with research institutes and the top companies in vertical industries to develop ICT solution to cover different industries to promote the green and low carbon transformation. China Mobile Group Design Institute will continue to adhere to the green development philosophy and work together with partners to strengthen cooperation, cultivate ecosystem, promote the application of green and low carbon technology and product, build a new green experience. By using the new technologies, we hope to lead the low carbon and green development of the society, helping China to achieve the carbon goals and contribute to a better China. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Sun. Next, let's welcome Mr. Zhang Yong, President of Zhongxun Post and Telecommunication Consulting and Design Institute of China Unicom. Climate change is the common challenge faced by the humankind. The major global economy have released the carbon neutrality goals. Then facing the green development trend, ICT industry is also embracing green development. According to GESI, it is estimated that by 2030, the carbon emissions of the ICT industry will account for 1.97% of the total emissions. ICT technologies will help to build the green world, and that will enable industries to reduce the carbon emissions, which amounts to 10 times as the carbon emissions of the ICT industry, which means the 2% carbon emission coming from ICT industry will lead to a 20% reduction in the total carbon emission. The MIIT has proposed that there should be a 15% decline in the power consumption per unit telecom service. Chinese telecom operators are following the initiative and made a significant efforts on green development. China Unicom is aspiring to deploy new green infrastructure. To achieve the carbon neutrality, carbon peak targets, we have released action plan for carbon peak and carbon neutrality 2021 to 2025, the action plan for digital information infrastructure, and the action plan for computing network converged development. We'd like to focus on green and circular development and fulfill our responsibility. That's why we have made efforts in several aspects, including carbon management systems, green directions, enhanced cooperation and sharing, and continuous optimization of data center PUE. At the same time, we'd like to deploy the digital infrastructure that is green, secure, agile, and features ubiquitous high-speed air-ground integration and cloud network synergy. That's how we can make the infrastructure greener. Then, low-carbon base station is one of the 5 green development directions of China Unicom's 14th five-year plan of the carbon neutrality and carbon peak. It is one of the important measures for China Unicom to encourage green development and achieve dual carbon targets. By simplifying base station equipment, networks, and auxiliary equipment, as well as the antenna space, we're able to integrate resources and phase out the legacy equipment. What's more, networking architecture is updated, and the entire site can be deployed fully outdoor. The simplified equipment is to combine the multiple VBUs to reduce the number of VBUs and power consumption of a single site, and utilize resources to phase out old equipment. Then the simplified network is to migrate BBUs into the POP equipment room, and changing the network architecture from DRAM to CRAM. Simplified auxiliary system means after the modernization of CRAM, we will deploy the integrated power supply and the battery in the previous DRAM sites so that all the equipment is deployed outdoor, and legacy and the equipment room can be decommissioned. Simplified antenna is to deploy a network supporting both 4 5G connections, adopting multiband, multi-port solutions to replace existing multiple modules. With all these efforts, China Unicom has simplified the existing equipment, refined network architecture, and we managed to phase out site ACs. That's how we reduced the energy consumption and carbon emission. What's more, our OPEX is also lower. Our demo site in the Shanxi Jiahe Hotel is one of the sites getting the reconstruction. After the reconstruction, every day the site can save 43 kilowatt hour electricity per day, and for a year 16,000 kilowatt hour. That will lead to a 7,000 kilogram carbon dioxide emission reduction. There are 23 provinces that are embracing the simplification of base station. In total, 3,500 sites. China Unicom aspires to keep the implementation and to eventually achieve the dual carbon goals. China has released the requirements on building integrated large data centers. China Unicom is rolling out innovative solutions and technologies to make data center low carbon and green. We would like to achieve the optimal PUE. PUE simulation design is a tool that we use. It refers to weather database, equipment working condition database, and equipment room modeling. And then it will simulate and design the PUEs with under different cooling solutions. It can be accurate to hours, and the accuracy of the PUE simulation is above 97%. Then another tool is called the digital construction. It's a digital platform for the construction of DCs. It features 3D digital twin and digital field verification. It helps us to identify the issues in design and quality in advance. It can also show us the best or the optimal engineering proposals to shorten the construction time. AI energy efficiency optimization generates PUE optimization models after a large amount of data training. It can implement hour-level precise energy efficiency optimization. PUE can be optimized 9% to 12%. Then efficient power distribution adopts integrated power module. Its footprint is 40% smaller. Delivery time is shortened from 2 months to 2 weeks. Reliability improved. And the efficiency of power distribution can achieve 99%. Extreme cooling uses indirect evaporative cooling technology. It maximizes the use of natural cooling sources. CLF is down by 30%, water use 30% down, and delivery cycle is shortened by 50%. And then flexible, efficient cooling techniques is our in-house technology. The intelligent dual circulation cascading modular AC system is deployed commercially in Henan. It addresses the limited space for installation and the gap of the installation height, among other limitations. It uses natural cooling sources as much as possible. The EER of the AC is estimated to be higher than 8 throughout the year. Compared with the traditional air cooling and the AC solution, our solution is able to reduce the electricity used every year by 1.43 million kilowatt hour. The PUE of the year will be down to 1.2. Then solar access, we deploy PV system to the roof and campus to make the DC green and improve the share of the green energy by 0.3%. We have deployed data center in Zhongyuan since 2018. Every project there adopts new innovative technologies to make the DC green and make its efficiency high and energy consumption low. In 2018, the DC number 1 building adopts the AI energy conservation technology, reducing the PUE to lower than 1.4. At that time, it was the leader in the country, and we won the MIIT's award for Green Data Center. In 2019, the DC number 3 building, we adopted the microgrid technology and pulled the diesel generator resources. Then the backup power systems investment declined. We won a patent and won the group's 5-star DC award. Then next year, we won the in the number 11 building, and we adopted the AI technology to reduce the PUE to lower than 1.35. This year, in the DC number 7 building, we introduced indirect evaporative cooling technology and designed the PUE to be lower than 1.23. We also deployed the PVs on the rooftop to increase the share of green energy. Network architecture simplification and network performance optimization are also the key for green development. Currently, we still have a large amount of SDH equipment. They have 3 issues. One is limited bandwidth, suppressing the development of services. Second, the equipment is reaching EOS, the maintenance will be a headache. And third, they are consuming a large amount of resources, leading to high TCO. Then what we're doing today is to deploy OXC that can save 60% of the space inside the equipment room and reducing the energy consumption by 45%. In China Unicom, Beijing alone, OXC allows us to save 20 million kilowatt hour electricity. That's similar to 8,700 trees being planted. We also use OSU to reduce the footprint of the facility by 26% and reduce 30% of the energy consumption. As the largest ICT provider in Beijing, China Unicom Beijing still has a large amount of SDH private lines serving governments, banks, securities, and internet companies. Most of these SDH equipment has been deployed for over 20 years. The equipment is old, with limited capacity. However, they are using a large amount of fibers and equipment room space. They are also very power hungry. Today's B2B service needs higher bandwidth, so SDH equipment cannot be there to support them anymore. And SDH equipment is not in line with the dual carbon strategic goals. That's why China Unicom Beijing decided to upgrade the SDH to OTN. We will phase out the SDH equipment step by step and evolve them to PEOTN. We will also use the Smart Link intelligent private line to replace the previous SDH private line business. We have chosen the Wangjing site. It's one of the 8 core sites in Beijing. We also chose its access ring to be the first demo site for the SDH phased out. We phased out in 94 different models of SDH equipment. The services carried by them are then migrated to 2 units of OSN 9600M24. And in total, 240,000 lines were migrated to the new equipment and saving us 64 equivalent or standard cabinet space and saving 258,000 kilowatt-hour electricity. China Unicom plans to deploy the 5G station energy saving solution to make the Winter Olympic secure, digital, intelligent, and green. We adopt 4G, 5G collaboration for smart energy saving, and we also introduce different scheduling policy for different sites, saving the power bills of a base station by more than 10%. We also adopt big data and AI to design different energy conservation solutions for different types of sites. For example, AI can predict the traffic of a base station and run different policies. These solutions allow us to reduce the power used per year by 20 million kilowatt-hour and reduce the carbon emissions by 5,400 tons. For newly deployed sites, their BBU will be deployed centrally, and we will also replace the old technologies, hoping that we can reduce the power consumption on every site by 30%. The Zhongxun Post and Telecommunication Consulting and Design Institute of China Unicom has developed a mobile base station energy conservation solution that can sense the parameters of environment and adjust the ACs automatically. Then this helps us to save more energy. According to the testing data in different equipment room, the self-clean HVAC or the integrated heat pipe AC are able to save more than 40% of the power consumption. China Unicom has been exploring the new capabilities, new models, new services for environmental protection. We would like to introducing digital technology innovations to the practices so that we can improve our capabilities in the digital governance. At the moment, there are over 360 environmental protection projects. 19 of them are the provincial projects. We are dedicated to protecting our environment and innovating the ICT technologies so that we are able to enable the development, the green development of industries and improving people's lives.
精彩。
Thank you, Mr. Zhang Yu, for your wonderful speech. Let's welcome Deputy Director of China Telecom Research Institute, Mr. Cai Kang. Dear leaders, experts, and friends, hello everyone. It's a great honor to be here. On behalf of China Telecom Research Institute, I want to say thank you to the organizer. My topic is China Telecom's green and low carbon strategy and practices. I will cover our low carbon action plan, low carbon practices, and the low carbon Qinghai blueprint. Since China government announced the dual carbon goal. The Chinese state leader has stressed the importance of achieving this goal, and the carbon goals are also what we need to fulfill to show our social responsibility fulfillment, and so we need to build the comprehensive green and low carbon infrastructure and inject security in such infrastructure. China Telecom will utilize new technologies and new operations mode to build a green network and build the core infrastructure in the digital era. And we also need to promote the green transformation. Apart from that, China Telecom will have a digital management of a carbon asset, and we will shoulder our responsibility in enabling the different industries. China Telecom has developed the 1248 action plan to achieve the carbon goals, and this is an upgrade from our original 1236 action plan. One means adhering to the carbon strategy, taking green and low carbon development as the important part of our development strategy, and lower our carbon emission and enabling all the industries. Two is improving innovation and upgrading our management to continuously lower the emission intensity. Externally, we need to optimize products of supply and service quality. Fourth means we need to comprehensively promote green and low carbon infrastructure construction, and also we need to build a green development of the industry chain, and we also need to handle the relationship between technological innovation and sustainable development and increase our efforts in scientific research and investment of key resources. And we need to explore the use of renewable energy and carbon reduction related technologies. 8 means we need to carry out a green initiative, building the new green cloud network, building the green ecosystem, strengthening green energy adoption, and building green energy adoption strategy to create new value. And we need to build the green cloud network. That means building green data center, improving computing efficiency, and building green 5G base station and also green network. To build green operations, we need to accelerate the decommissioning of our old facilities and promote AI usage in energy saving. And we also need to build a green ecosystem to strengthen green procurement and green logistics and promote collaboration with the supply chain. We also need to strengthen green empowerment, and we also need to develop green technology. We need to independently develop cutting-edge technologies and carry out cooperation in R&D field. The next one is green support, and that means building the talents that have the green awareness. The next one is developing green energy, and that means we need to invest in green electricity and promote cooperation in this area. Building green value means that we need to build our green image and expand comprehensive energy services. Guided by this action plan, China Telecom has carried out multidimensional and comprehensive practices and explorations in the green development field by improving the network architecture and finding the cloud network synergy and new technology and AI. We have achieved some progress. Let me give you more information. In terms of 5G base station energy saving, we have pioneered the co-construction and sharing of 5G full lifecycle network. In this way, we reduce the overall energy consumption of the network, and also we have made a lot of innovation in management, operation, and technology. In 3GPP-R16, we led the development of 10 technical standards, and we licensed more than 30 patents in 3GPP-RAN. We have initiated most number of projects. And by June 2022, we have deployed 850,000 shared 5G base stations, reducing carbon dioxide emission by more than 3 million tons every year. To control the energy consumption growth of 5G base station, China Telecom made use of big data and AI to develop the energy saving platform. This helps us to achieve secure and automatic precision energy saving. And it has 4 innovative capabilities, enabling us to ensure user experience while saving energy intelligently. By the end of 2021, this base station energy saving system has been deployed in 31 provinces, and 5G energy efficiency is improved by 15%, reducing carbon dioxide emission by more than 500,000 tons every year. Simplified 5G base station covers 4 aspects: equipment, antenna, energy, and deployment mode. By deploying high-density power supply solution in all scenarios, we have one cabinet, one site deployed. And in this way, we can realize flexible and faster deployment. By adopting these measures comprehensively, we can reduce carbon emission of 5G base station by 45%. In addition, we add a PV system to the side, to the pole, and the cabinets. We can further reduce carbon emission by 15%. This improves the ventilation of BBU, reducing AC expense. After we deploy the 5G BBU unit, we can reduce temperature of the air inlet by 10 degrees Celsius. Average power can be reduced by 40 watts. Now we have deployed 3,100 sets of such equipment, reducing carbon dioxide emission by nearly 3,000 tons every year. We aim to promote this technology more widely. China Telecom has applied indirect evaporative cooling technology, carbon dioxide cooling technology, and waste heat recovery technology in our Yizhuang data center to improve the energy efficiency. So this system can use natural cooling source for a long time, which leads to energy consumption reduction for AC significantly. And it is the first time that we use this technology at such a scale, and it is also the first case of a large-scale deployment in China. Currently, this data center can save over 4 million kilowatt-hour of electricity, reducing carbon dioxide emission by 2,500 tons, which is very satisfying. China Telecom has been exploring the cutting-edge technology to drive the optimal PUE for data centers. And for our submarine data center project, we look to drive the energy technology revolution. The project provides a practical use case of building large-scale international data center while ensuring secure and orderly flow of data. And this data center has overcome the high water consumption and high energy consumption challenge. In our test, we find that the PUE value is lower than 1.1. Air conditioning system cools the seawater naturally throughout the year. And in terms of building all optical network, we are the first to build the first batch of gigabit infrastructure and deploy all optical network 2.0. So far, we have built the largest green low-carbon converged ROADM or optical network. The energy consumption per bit is significantly reduced. According to actual statistics, the ROADM or optical switching network can reduce energy consumption by about 50%, equipment room space, and the cost by 30% compared with the legacy DWDM system. In addition, in terms of developing innovative optical network, China Telecom Sichuan has built the 12-node OXC plane. This will reduce the wavelength utilization to 30% and expand the capacity of 40%. And the carbon dioxide emission reduced every year is 127,000 tons every year. On December 2021, China Telecom Fujian launched the carbon market officially, and this is the first provincial level carbon market in China, and it is another successful attempt of China Telecom's energy efficiency enablement initiative. Currently, this platform has been supporting 400 enterprises and has supported the trade of carbon quota of more than 5 million tons. And this set a good foundation for the promotion in the entire country. China Telecom has combined its cloud network synergy with the use cases of smart cities, smart agriculture, smart transportation, and we will build more benchmark cases on top of this. And first case is our use of device, network, and cloud, and edge in building smart factory for the Conch Group. And this project helped Conch Group to improve the operations efficiency and also reduce carbon emission by nearly 1 million tons. The second case is building the smart factory and energy management platform for Jiangsu Yonggang Group. Compared with the traditional deployment, the project improves the production efficiency by 40%, energy utilization by 20%, and operational cost by 30%. And we also worked with the Jiangsu Xingdai company. Our 5G plus energy management system helped the company to reduce electricity cost by 10%, energy consumption by 20%, and the saving is equivalent to 1 million yuan. In order to promote the carbon goals of China, we are also launching the Zero Carbon Qinghai campaign. For this campaign, we have two carbon goals. The first one, by 2024, our own operations will achieve carbon neutrality. Second, by 2040, the supply chain related to this campaign will achieve a net zero emission. So we need to make use of a more renewable energy, and we need to reduce PUE value of data centers and equipment rooms on average by 20%, and use the 100% renewable energy. In terms of net zero emission of the supply chain, we will promote the products, including server, to achieve net zero emission. And we will also try to promote the national industrial basis to achieve net zero emission. The total carbon dioxide emission of our Qinghai branch in 2021 is about 29.8 thousand tons. And for the operations, it contributed to 39% of carbon emission, and we look to reduce the Scope 3 emission. China Telecom Qinghai has formulated a plan to improve carbon management capability, improve infrastructure quality to make full use of renewable resources. We are also committed to building zero-carbon smart data center, building green low-carbon smart networks, build low-carbon industrial ecosystem. And we also have a series of low-carbon initiatives to support the zero-carbon Qinghai goal. China Telecom's digital and green center in Qinghai have made use of a series of greener technologies in a power supply system and cooling system. We have adopted the advanced solution. The PUE is leading in the industry. This Qinghai Cloud Network Data Center and the Chaidamu Cloud Data Center will be part of our 3+A+X data center cluster in the province. They will be the infrastructure to support the digital economy of the province and the foundation to support the upgrading of the northwest region in China. Zero carbon Qinghai will be the most important initiatives of China Telecom. China Telecom will strive to build this first zero carbon province, and we will hold the first zero carbon conference in the communications industry and build our corporate image as a green company. China Telecom is a part of the main force in developing a green ICT infrastructure. We will utilize advanced technologies to seek more benefit from green and low carbon development. We would like to make more contribution to achieving the carbon goals of China.
Thank you, Mr. Cai, for the informative introduction. Next, let's welcome Dr. Philip Song, Chief Marketing Officer of Carrier BG of Huawei, to release Huawei's Green Development Solutions. Hello, welcome to the Green Development Solution launch. Next, let's welcome Dr. Philip Song, CMO of Huawei Carrier Network BG. Hello, Digital Avatar. Philip, Huawei launched a 3-layer solutions during MWC. Huawei now has new ideas and practices about green development. Could you please introduce the topics that you are covering today, and what are the exciting solutions that we can expect today? Thank you. First, today we will systematically demonstrate green development solutions that center around energy efficiency. Second, I will introduce the advanced technologies packed in Huawei's innovative green solutions. Third, since Huawei's green solutions have been deployed in some networks of customers, let's find out what value they have created for customers. Sounds amazing. I heard your presentation will also be done differently. Could you please let us know more? Today, I will take you into the actual journey of operators' green development, going into sites, equipment rooms, and experiencing actual O&M activities to find out about Huawei's green development solutions. Great, I can't wait. Philip, the floor is all yours. Let's embark on the green development journey. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My topic today is green development, building energy efficiency ICT infrastructure. As Ryan Ding just mentioned, we have never encountered such a challenging times as we are today. Digitalization of industries leads to significant growth of traffic, yet carbon emission reduction is an urgent task. According to ITU, the annual growth rate of traffic reaches 54%. ITU has done the calculation, which shows that the ICT industry needs to reduce carbon by at least 45% by 2030. Being green and developing networks are two diverging trends. According to ARENA, energy efficiency improvement can contribute to more than 40% of the total carbon emission reduction, which means energy efficiency improvement is one of the most effective ways for operators to achieve green development. Moving into the future, ICT infrastructure will continue evolving from 5G to 5.5G and from F5G to F5.5G. Green networks based on the Network Carbon Intensity Energy (NCIE) indicator system will become an important part of the future target network. How to build green networks systematically so that we can be green and not limit the growth of traffic. This is the goal that the solutions released today try to achieve. Today, let's go into the scenarios of operators' infrastructure and discuss how to improve energy efficiency and reduce carbon emissions. First, regarding site and equipment. How can we reduce the carbon emissions of a site and equipment? We think we must adopt a different mindset, that is to continuously improve energy efficiency of equipment and power generation efficiency of renewable energy. When it comes to implementation, we believe that technological innovation should focus on full outdoor deployment, high integration, and adopting new materials. Second, in addition to green equipment and site, how to build green network with better cross-site collaboration and networking. We believe that we should simplify the network architecture, improve forwarding efficiency, and maximize the energy efficiency of the entire network. The technological innovation should make networks all optical, simplified, and intelligent. Also, we cannot neglect green O&M of networks. We need to systematically think about how to define O&M policies to improve energy efficiency, including user operation policy, generating and issuing energy saving policies, and managing energy efficiency indicators. Based on these energy efficiency management solutions of different layers, practically introduce a rule to single site, sites, domains, and network. The rule will be used to measure the energy efficiency at different levels. And today, I would like to officially announce Huawei's green development solutions, including one indicator system and 3-layer solutions. We hope that this 1+3 portfolio of green development solution can support operators to improve energy efficiency of networks comprehensively. Now, please join me in the O&M activities and the infrastructure management activities of operators and see how we can achieve the green development targets step by step. First, we are now in a typical wireless access site. Traditional wireless site has the problem of high consumption of auxiliary facilities, impacting the effective energy use of telecom equipment. For example, in a equipment room, there is low efficient power supply, AC, and power cables. They are causing the loss of electricity supplied and limit our energy efficiency. SEE, site energy efficiency, is an indicator we can use to assess the energy efficiency of a site, and to improve SEE is to reduce the loss caused by auxiliary facilities. And another issue faced by traditional sites is that as network technologies evolve, the telecom equipment is usually of low level of integration, then the energy efficiency of a telecom equipment is poor. In this site, there are multiple bands supported by different RF modules. Just like when we see a base station on the curb, there are usually multiple modules deployed for different bands. Then the TEE, telecom equipment efficiency, will be weakened by the multiple units deployed. Then the third issue is about the power supply. Currently, telecom operators are opting for a single power source, mostly using electricities from the mains, then we need to make sure that the EF, the emission factor of a site, should be optimized by reducing the site's dependence on the mains. As I mentioned, our direction of innovation is to embrace fully outdoor deployment, increase the integration, and adopt new material. Let me elaborate on that. To address the loss caused by auxiliary system, Huawei has the fully outdoor solutions. That is to move the indoor facilities into outdoor cabinets so that we don't need the indoor ACs anymore, and the loss will be alleviated, and the SEE will be optimized from 60% to 90%. We can also move the outdoor cabinet to a pole. Then the site can use the natural sources for heat dissipation, and the power supply will be closer to the RF module. Cable loss is also lower. SEE will be improved from 90 to 97%. Huawei's blade power can offer 12 kilowatt output power. Then one blade per band and one blade per rat will be achieved, and the one blade per site is also possible. One blade power can power a site with 2, 3, 4, 5G connections. The efficiency of the power supplied will achieve 97%. It's at the moment the most efficient blade power in the industry. The secret behind this technology is this ultra-low magnetic loss material. It reduces the eddy current loss and makes the small and really compact blade power to deliver maximum energy efficiency. Next, let me show you how we can improve the energy efficiency by improving the integration. The highly integrated ultra-wideband module multiband antenna can combine the multiple modules into one on a site. And inside the multiband antenna, there is no cable, so there is no cable loss. TEE will go up fast. And then for the single power source issue, we need to maximize the use efficiency of renewable energy. When it comes to using renewable energy, Huawei has been innovating. Let's take a look at Huawei's flexible PV panels. Traditional PV panels will be deployed on roof, and the deployment scenarios is limited and the cost is very high. But Huawei's flexible PV panel can simply attach to the roof, and the installation will be 4 times faster than the traditional solution. And we know that solar power is an intermittent power source, and we offer PV power storage optimization to change or adjust the power stored automatically. When it is sunny, we can save the overages of the generated power, and during the not so sunny day, we can then discharge the battery together with the mains. And now I would like to share 2 projects with you. In a site in Guiyang, we used the pole size to replace the cabinet. SEE was up by 7%, annually reduced 4.3 tons of carbon emission. In Zhejiang, Qinghai, before the reconstruction, the site used AC for cooling, and after the reconstruction, the blade power was deployed, and the power, battery, and auxiliary facilities were deployed outdoors. Together with the natural heat dissipation, the SEE was up by 18%. Together with the PE panel, the EF was also optimized. Then I'd like to conclude that how we can build green sites. There should be 3 directions we embrace: fully outdoors, highly integrated solution, and maximizing the renewable energy use efficiency. Next, let's go to the next scene. We are now in an equipment room and hoping that we can improve the energy efficiency cross-site. In traditional networks, there are multiple generations of equipment. There might be coax cable, copper cable. They have very poor transmission efficiency, and as the H equipment will reach EOS, There are multiple layer, multiple plane architectures. Then 2C to H2B services are developing fast, leading to the jump in the energy consumption in multiple service networks. And energy consumption growth, it does not really come from the traffic growth. Then that's why we are using the NEE, network energy efficiency, to introduce optimization. There should be 3 things we do to make networks green: all optical, simplified, and intelligent. Let me talk about all optical network. Traditionally, networks use electrical cross-connect, and we need to evolve to optical cross-connect, and that will improve energy efficiency by 10 times. Replacing the copper cable with fiber will improve the energy efficiency by 5 times. Second, simplified network. In the router, we can converge the multiple cabinets into one rack, and we can also combine 4 boxes into one. And SDH modernization will only deploy 1 rack per site. In that way, the single fiber bandwidth will be improved from 10 Gbps to 16 Tbps. NEE will go up significantly. Regarding OTN, the industry practice is to put erbium into the fiber. Huawei is doing that as well, but we also add 2 other new materials. That's how we can then improve the C-band into super C-band to support 112 wavelengths, marking a 25% higher performance than the industry average. But the super C plus super L innovation makes the single fiber bandwidth go up to 100 Tbps, supporting 1 million people to watch movie online on just 1 fiber cables. Then green networks should also be intelligent. For example, routers can now dynamically go into dormant state. Our innovation can make sure the dynamic dormant can be achieved at the chip level and change the MP forwarding frequency based on tidal traffic. So to build green networks, there are 3 directions: making networks all optical, simplified, and intelligent. Next, let's go into the operation center and see how we can achieve green operations. Green operation is a very key thing for green development. Traditional O&M policies are designed for optimizing network experience. Then to achieve green development, there is one more thing we need to consider. That is to design the O&M policy for optimizing energy efficiency. For example, when it comes to user operation, we can encourage users to be migrated to more efficient racks, such as migrating 2 3G users to 4 3G networks, so that the energy consumption per bit will be reduced, and leading to the reduction of NCIE readings. Then, with regards to energy saving policy control, we can manage, control, and analyze traffic. We know that the traffic varies throughout the day. ICT equipment, such as router, should be able to dynamically change the frequency of forwarding or even shut down some of the ports based on the changes of the traffic. And these policies should be issued by the brains of the network. If a data needs to be sent from Shenzhen to Beijing, we can have the system to choose the optimal, the most low carbon route to do that. And when it comes to the energy efficiency indicator management, they should be visualized, manageable, and can be optimized. Huawei's NetEco energy management platform allows telecom operators to check on the energy efficiency and consumption of each site. It can also generate optimization policies. For example, choose the top 100 site with the lowest energy efficiency for modernization. Then I would also like to show you a IP network green operation. NCE is a green visualization platform that is leading in the industry. It can visualize the energy consumption in real time and in the past. It can predict the energy conservation benefits, compare the EER trends, and generate the low carbon reports. It can also distribute energy conservation policies. In the future, it will also support other technologies such as dynamic frequency change. It will support telecom operators to be low carbon. We keep innovating. In the green sides, we will continue to pursue full outdoor, highly integrated, and new materials deployment. In the outdoor deployment, we try to simplify sites and maximize the use of natural cooling sources and reduce the loss caused by the temperature control system. And we will also improve the integration of equipment, making RF module supporting multiband and evolving 80 to 32 TR to 64 TR. Then about the adoption of new materials, we will keep researching the domain and see if there are other elements we can introduce to fiber instead of just erbium. Then for green network, we will make network all optical, simplified, and intelligent. When it comes to the deployment of all optical network, we will diversify the use cases of OXC and move its deployment from backbone to access. Then simplified, we'd like to improve the transmission bandwidth and the distance of optical transmission, making sure one hop into the right nodes. Intelligence will also be adopted to ensure user experience and maximize energy conservation. In terms of green operations, we will focus on user operation, energy saving policy, and energy efficiency indicator management. Well, for example, when it comes to user operation, we need to consider not just 2C users, but also 2B to IoT users. Then policy control of energy saving. We need to make sure that the generation, distribution, and execution of policy will be faster, and the energy efficiency indicator management will also include the dimension of energy efficiency indicator. In Shenzhen, we have designed a briefing center for green development where you will find the latest green development solutions from Huawei. And this is also the platform you can find out about our most advanced technologies and the latest practices. This briefing center will provide insights into telecom operators' networks, and it will show you the ROI analysis. It can customize the development strategies for our network. We look forward to having a more in-depth conversations with all telecom operators. Just like my presentation today, we aspire to build a green infrastructure together.
Thank you for your presentation, Dr. Song. Today we are very honored to have the speakers here with us to announce the initiative of building the low-carbon indicator system for ICT networks. With this initiative, we hope to build energy-efficient ICT infrastructure and create new values. Once again, I'd like to invite our speakers to the stage to respond to the national carbon peaking and carbon neutrality strategy, implement the Information and Communication Industry Development Plan of the 14th Five-Year Plan of the MIIT, practice green development, and follow the path of high-quality development. We jointly launched the following initiative. We will work together to build an energy efficiency indicator system, implement carbon reduction requirements, support the development of the digital economy. We will establish an end-to-end systematic indicator system for network infrastructure. We will define indicators to measure energy efficiency for O&M, network, and site equipment, and auxiliary facility. This will support a balance of energy conservation and digital economy growth. We will build the indicator system and platform that promotes the visualization of network equipment energy consumption and efficiency. Based on the unified indicator formula and calculation, we will be able to collect, report, and visualize network energy efficiency metrics. We will continuously automate the metrics management and work on optimization capability. Based on the continuous innovation of AI, we aim to enhance the automation level of the indicator system management and establish an efficient and automated metrics collection and measurement system with a unified standard across the industry. We will optimize network energy efficiency through a comprehensive and scientific energy efficiency management platform, guide low-carbon construction of network infrastructure, accelerate the development of low-carbon 5G networks and data centers, create low-carbon or optical networks, promote network energy-saving technology innovation, build low-carbon network infrastructure. We will get industry consensus, contribute to industry prosperity, and join hands. In terms of innovation and cooperation, we will promote the carbon indicator system for ICT networks and make contribution to the development of the global ICT industry. The ICT industry call on all partners to give full play to the emerging technology and innovation, practice green development, build a scientific framework, create a low-carbon network, enable the society to achieve carbon peaking and carbon neutrality for a greener world. Let's join hands and light up the green future. We believe that with the joint efforts of all stakeholders, the ICT industry will continuously create new values, lighting up the green future. Thank you for your participation. This is the end of the session. See you next time.